Welcome back to Out channel. In this video, we explore the most valuable US coins that could transform your coin collection into a fortune. From rare mint errors to historic treasures, these coins have made millions for collectors around the world. What if I told you, there could be a small, forgotten coin sitting in your drawer right now, that could make you wealthier than you ever imagined? I'm talking about a single 1993 George Washington quarter, worth, believe it or not, up to $685,000. And yes, that's real. You're about to discover the story behind this coin, and why its value could be your ticket to a life of freedom, luxury, and legacy. Let me ask you, have you checked your pocket change lately? No? Well, after this video, you're definitely going to. It was the early 90s. Grunge music was on the radio, the World Wide Web had just been born, and in Philadelphia, a very special coin was quietly minted, the 1993 George Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, just another quarter. Just 25 cents, but certain rare errors in that year's minting created a handful of exceptionally rare silver planchet quarters that were never meant to exist. These coins slipped into circulation unnoticed. Now here's the kicker, collectors today are fighting to own one. And the top known sale? A verified specimen auctioned $4,685,000. Now, if that doesn't make you want to go dig through your sofa cushions, I don't know what will. So how did this simple coin rise to such a mind-blowing value? It all comes down to scarcity, historical error, and condition. In 1993, the US Mint made a critical mistake. A few quarters were struck on silver planchets meant for older or commemorative coins, rather than the standard copper-nickel clad. These are sometimes called off-metal errors, and they're rare, incredibly rare. And here's the twist, most people who owned them never knew, they spent them. On gas, on groceries, on gum. You might have spent one of these without ever knowing it, but fear not. Many of these coins are still in circulation, hidden in collections, or stashed in old jars across America. Let me guess, you're mentally rewinding every quarter you've ever handled, right? A 1993 quarter with the P mint mark. Unusual weight, a silver quarter weighs about 6.25 grams. A sharp, brighter luster than typical quarters. A distinctive ringing sound when dropped gently on a hard surface. Collectors and dealers are hunting for these. Auctions are heating up. And the market? Oh, it's shifting fast, but here's the urgent part, as more people find them, their rarity drops, and so does the price. That's right. Timing is everything. The longer you wait, the more you risk missing your chance at top dollar, turning coins into a lifestyle. 7 to 10 o'clock. Imagine this, you open a drawer, find an old quarter, have it appraised, and suddenly you're holding a six-figure asset, your dream home, paid, that trip to Europe you've been putting off for years, booked, debt, gone. That's the power of rare coins. It's not just metal. It's a time capsule. And for some, a golden ticket. Now here's where it gets interesting, at least one more of these 1993 silver quarters is suspected to be out there, unclaimed. Collectors believe it's in private hands, maybe even yours, but how do you know for sure you've got the real deal? That's what we're going to uncover in our next video, where I'll walk you through how to get your quarter appraised, verified, and sold for top dollar. Don't miss it. Before you go, check those jars. Go through your old rolls of change. This might just be your $1 million moment. And it all starts with a single quarter. Subscribe, like, and share if you believe in second chances, because your wealth might be hiding in plain sight. Yes, you heard that right. A 1967 George Washington silver quarter without a mint mark could be worth as much as $685,000 today. Sounds unbelievable, right? But I'm here to show you how this hidden treasure could completely change your financial future. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your collection, and how to sell it for top dollar. Let's start with a question. What if you're one of the lucky ones? You know, the kind of person who has that rare, unexpected find just lying around in their home? But here's the thing, you don't know its worth. Not yet, anyway. Let's talk about the 1967 quarter. Now, we all know the US Mint usually places a mint mark on coins, right? Well, in 1967, something mysterious happened. Some quarters were released without a mint mark, and these coins are incredibly rare. Even experts couldn't explain why these 1967 quarters were missing their mint marks. Was it a mistake? A defect? Or was it something more deliberate? One thing's for sure, they became an unexpected anomaly in the numismatic world. These mystery quarters are what collectors are chasing today. And what do they mean for you? It could mean $685,000, or more. But the truth is, not every 1967 quarter is worth that much. It all depends on a few key details you need to know. Now, before you rush to your coin jar and get all excited about that 70s quarter you found in your pocket last week, relax. Not every coin is worth millions, unfortunately. But I promise, there's a way to know if yours is the real deal. First things first, if your 1967 quarter is missing a mint mark, that's a huge clue. But what really matters is its condition. A well-preserved coin could skyrocket in value. The more pristine the coin, the higher the demand from collectors. But that's not all. There's one more factor that could make your coin even more valuable, and I'm about to reveal that secret in just a moment. So, keep watching. Let's talk about the scarcity of these coins. Only a handful of these 1967 no-mint mark quarters have been preserved in near-perfect condition. You're looking at a gem of history. And as demand increases for rare coins, especially in a market like today's, the value keeps climbing. Now here's where it gets really interesting. So, you've got your hands on this coin, you've checked the condition, and it's looking promising. But how do you actually sell it? Well, hold on to your hats, because there's a right way to sell these coins, and doing it wrong could cost you thousands of dollars. Don't make the mistake of selling to just anyone. The best buyers for these rare coins are specialized auction houses, top-tier coin dealers, and private collectors who know the true value of your find. If you go to the wrong person, they might try to lowball you, leaving you with a fraction of what you deserve. But if you sell it right, you could be walking away with a small fortune. Imagine this, your coin sells for $685,000 or more. What could that do for your life? What would you do with all that newfound wealth? Travel? Invest? Live the life you've always dreamed of? This is your opportunity, your ticket to an extraordinary lifestyle. But time is of the essence. The longer you wait, the more chances you have to miss out on this rare window of opportunity. The world of rare coin collecting is moving fast, and those who know what they have are the ones who get rewarded. So, the question is, do you have what it takes to find and sell that rare coin? Or will you let this chance slip through your fingers? But wait, there's still one crucial detail I haven't shared with you yet, the most important part of getting top dollar for your coin. If you don't know this secret, you could lose out on tens of thousands. Want to know the secret to maximizing your coin's value? Stick with me for the next video, where I reveal how to sell your 1967 George Washington silver quarter for the highest price possible. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. What if I told you that a simple 25-cent coin, yes, the one you might have used at a vending machine back in the 80s, could now be worth nearly $700,000? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. One rare coin, the 1976 D mint mark George Washington silver quarter dollar, recently shocked collectors, selling for a jaw-dropping $685,000. And here's the kicker, you might already have one in your pocket, your junk drawer, or hidden in a box of worthless, old change. So the real question is, are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover how to identify this rare coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can potentially cash in before someone else does. Let's rewind to 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of freedom, fireworks, and founding fathers. To mark the occasion, the U.S. Mint released a special edition of the Washington Quarter, complete with a bold reverse design featuring a colonial drummer and a torch of victory. Most of these quarters were made from the usual copper-nickel alloy. But here's where it gets interesting. A limited number, just a tiny fraction, were struck in 40% silver. And even fewer were struck with the Denver D mint mark. These weren't made for circulation. They were intended for collectors. But over the decades, some slipped into the wild, and today, they're hiding in plain sight. Let me guess, you're thinking, wait, why would the government make silver quarters and then let them wander off like lost puppies? Well, welcome to government logic. Back to business. These coins, especially in pristine condition or with striking errors, have fetched six-figure payouts in recent auctions, and one specific 1976 D silver quarter? It just made headlines that we'll talk about exactly what made that coin worth $685,000 in just a moment. But first, let's talk about why collectors are willing to shell out more than $500,000 for a single quarter. Is it the silver? The rarity? The history? It's all of the above, and something even more important: condition and error. The most valuable 1976 D Washington silver quarter was not just silver, it had a rare double die obverse, meaning the front of the coin shows a subtle doubling of Washington's profile and the words. Combine that with a perfect grade of MS-68, and you have a once-in-a-lifetime find. This exact coin recently sold for $685,000 at a private auction in early 2024. Yes, you heard that right. $685,000 from a 25-cent coin. Meanwhile, we're all out here arguing with vending machines over a stuck Snickers bar. Grinning face with sweat. So, how do you know if your 1976 quarter is the jackpot D mint mark on the obverse front, just beside Washington's ponytail? Look for a clean silver line, not the copper sandwich edge. Real silver quarters weigh about 5.75 grams, slightly heavier than normal. Error signs, doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks. And finally, condition is king. If your coin is uncirculated or near mint, it could be worth a small fortune. Coming up in a few seconds, I'll reveal exactly where to get your coin evaluated for free, and how to avoid getting lowballed by shady buyers. Here's the truth: thousands of these rare quarters are still out there, sitting in drawers, forgotten in coin jars, lost in attics. Most people don't even realize the treasure they're holding, but you do. And that gives you the edge. Imagine turning your old spare change into a luxury vacation, a new car, or even the seed money to start that business you've always dreamed of. But time is ticking. With inflation rising and collectors on the hunt, prices are climbing fast, and once they're snatched up, they're gone forever. In our next video, I'll show you the top 3 online platforms where you can sell your coins safely and for maximum value. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So before you forget, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment if you think you might have one of these quarters. Your story might just be the next $1 million discovery. Imagine this: you're sitting at home, going through your old change jar, and you pull out a quarter. Not just any quarter, but a coin that could turn your life upside down. Yes, I'm talking about the rare 1965 George Washington silver quarter dollar. You might have one of these in your pocket right now, and it could be worth over $685,000. Don't believe it? Stick with me, because what I'm about to share could make you a fortune. You're just one coin away from changing your life. Now, I know what you're thinking: this is impossible. But hold on, because in the next 10 minutes, you're going to learn everything you need to know about this incredible coin, how to spot one in your collection, and how you could be sitting on a goldmine. Are you ready? Let's get started. The discovery of a lifetime scene transitions with a satisfying sound effect of a coin landing on a table. Let's start with some context. It's 1965. The United States was going through a time of great change: the Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, and of course, the rise of counterculture. Amidst this upheaval, the U.S. Mint made a huge mistake, one that would go unnoticed by millions. They were supposed to mint all quarters with a small D, S, or P mint mark. But there was a rare mistake: some coins from 1965 came out without any mint mark at all. Cut to a close-up shot of a regular 1965 quarter, then zoom into a high-definition image of the 1965 no mint mark quarter. Why does this matter? Well, the U.S. Mint normally uses mint marks to indicate where the coin was produced. Without a mint mark, the coin's rarity skyrocketed. There were fewer of these no mint mark quarters than anyone realized. And, guess what? People started noticing, but only a select few. Narrator, building suspense. So, who are these lucky collectors, and how can you get in on this secret? It's more simple than you might think, but before we dive into the details, I need you to know something. You're at a crossroads. Will you just let this opportunity pass you by? Or will you seize it and turn your old quarters into a fortune? The hidden fortune scene transitions to a more personal shot, as though the narrator is speaking directly to the viewer, like a coach guiding them. Let's take a moment to consider this. How many times have you held on to old coins, thinking they were worthless? We all have a collection of change tucked away in drawers or jars, and many people don't even know the true value of the coins they own. But the 1965 no mint mark George Washington quarter is special, incredibly rare and valuable. But how can you tell if yours is worth $685,000? Let me break it down for you. Cut to visuals of a 1965 no mint mark coin and zoom in on the details as the narrator speaks. First, you need to know what to look for. The 1965 no mint mark quarter looks almost identical to a regular 1965 quarter, but it lacks the mint mark you'll typically see under the eagle on the reverse side. So, how can you spot it? If you have a 1965 quarter without a mint mark, you may have found the jackpot. Pause for effect. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Over the years, these quarters have slipped through the cracks. They've been sold for pennies in change jars, auctioned for mere dollars in estate sales. But those who know the truth, well, they've been raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And trust me, some of these coins have even sold for over $500,000. Imagine finding a quarter that could let you live the life you've always dreamed of. Paying off your debts, buying your dream house, traveling the world. All with just one coin. Take action now. Scene shifts to urgency, fast-paced montage of luxury items, beachside mansions, a person happily receiving cash for their coin, etc. But here's the hard truth. There's a limited window of time to act. People are catching on to this rare coin, and once they do, the value could skyrocket even further. This could be your one shot at transforming your financial future. Cut to a quick zoom-in shot of a computer screen showing prices for rare 1965 no mint mark quarters. Now, you may be wondering, am I too late? The truth is, if you wait too long, others might scoop up the opportunities, and those coins will disappear faster than you can say, millionaire. So, what are you waiting for? Check your quarters right now, because this could be the last chance you have to claim your fortune. And if you find that coin, if it turns out your quarter is worth what we're talking about, the life you've always dreamed of is within reach. You could sell it at auctions, to serious collectors, or even privately. You don't have to be a coin expert to cash in on this opportunity. But you do need to take action now. Pause. Soft music begins to swell as tension builds, but before we wrap up, I have one final tip for you, a secret about how to maximize your coin's worth that I guarantee you won't find anywhere else. Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss this. Cue dramatic music fading out as the screen fades to black with a call to action. Want more insider tips on how to spot rare coins and make a fortune? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and click the notification bell so you never miss out. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'll reveal exactly how you can get top dollar for your coins. Until then, keep your eyes peeled, your fortune might be just one quarter away. I'm going to reveal a hidden treasure that could change your life forever, the 1980p mint mark George Washington silver quarter. And no, it's not just worth a few cents, it could be worth millions. Stick with me till the end, because I'm about to reveal how one lucky person turned their pocket change into a fortune. This is an opportunity you won't want to miss. Imagine this. You're walking into your local coin shop, your heart racing, and in your hand is an old, worn-out quarter you've had sitting in your drawer for years. It's just another piece of forgotten history, right? Wrong. That quarter could very well be the key to unlocking an entirely new future for you. I'm talking about the 1980p mint Mark George Washington silver quarter. Now, you may be asking, how could a 1980 coin be worth anything close to a fortune? And I get it, at first glance, it seems impossible. But here's the shocking truth, the 1980p mint Mark George Washington silver quarter is an incredibly rare coin, a coin with a story, and it's not just any ordinary quarter, it's one of the most sought-after collector's items in the entire world. There's a unique feature to it, one that sets it apart from every other coin from that year. You see, this coin, although minted in Philadelphia, was part of a limited run and carries a defect in its minting process. But here's the kicker, some of these quarters, especially in pristine condition, can fetch up to $685,000 in today's market. That's right, nearly $700,000. And no, this isn't a typo. It's real, and the value of these coins is climbing every year. So, before you go spending that pocket change, let me ask you a quick question. Could your loose change from 1980 be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to find it? You might want to look at it again. Now, you might be thinking, why the 1980p mint mark? Why this particular quarter? It all comes down to rarity and condition. You see, the United States Mint produced billions of quarters in 1980. But most were quickly spent, circulated, and have worn down over the years. However, a small number of them were either misstruck or made with slight imperfections that caused them to become highly valuable collector's items. One of the reasons this quarter has reached such high value is due to its rarity. Only a select few of these coins remain in near-perfect condition, making them highly desirable to collectors. And with coin collectors from around the world scouring the market for the rarest specimens, the demand is growing stronger by the day. So, if you have one of these quarters sitting in a drawer, you could be holding onto something worth a small fortune. But here's the thing, these coins aren't just waiting around for anyone to find them. They're elusive, rare, and in high demand. If you wait too long to cash in, you could miss out on the massive profit that could change your life. And who knows, this could be the financial windfall you've been waiting for your entire life. But before you get too excited, there's something you need to understand. Not all 1980p mint mark quarters are worth millions. The condition of the coin is everything. So, how can you tell if yours is one of those hidden gems? That's where things get tricky. So, how can you find out if you have one of these rare quarters in your collection? It all starts with knowing exactly what to look for. The key characteristics of the 1980p mint Mark George Washington silver quarter are its mint mark, the overall condition, and sometimes a subtle flaw, a die crack, a misaligned strike, or other tiny imperfections. These are the things that can turn a simple quarter into an absolute treasure. But here's the twist. You don't need to be a coin expert to get started. You just need to take a closer look at your coins and trust your instincts. But here's a warning, some people are already catching on to this. Coin collectors, dealers, and even big investors are scouring the market for these rare coins, and they're not going to wait around for you to list it first. Once you find your quarter, it's time to sell. But be careful. Selling to the wrong person could mean leaving thousands of dollars on the table. You'll need to know where to sell, how to get the best price, and who to trust. I'll share that with you in just a moment, but first, you've been sitting on a goldmine this whole time. Your next step could be the one that leads you to financial freedom. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a six-figure check in your hand because you took action. You didn't wait. You didn't hesitate. You found the opportunity and took it. So, what are you waiting for? Don't let this moment slip by. There are millions of dollars in quarters that are just waiting to be discovered. Will you be the one to find them? Will you be the one who turns a few forgotten coins into a fortune? Join the millions of collectors and investors who are capitalizing on this opportunity right now. Don't let this chance to change your life disappear. Click the link below to learn exactly where you can sell your rare quarters, how to verify their worth, and make sure you get top dollar. But you better act fast, because once the word is out, these coins could be gone in an instant. We're going to reveal a secret that could change your life, one that involves a specific quarter that might just be sitting in your pocket or safe, worth not a few dollars, but potentially millions. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear could make you a fortune. A coin, in fact, is worth up to $685,000. And it could be hiding in plain sight. You're going through your collection of quarters, you find a coin that's just a bit different. It's the 1982 D Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter. And before you toss it aside thinking it's just another regular coin, let me ask you. What if it wasn't? Many of us have tossed away coins without realizing they were rare treasures, hidden gems, quietly waiting to be discovered. Take a moment. Stop. Think about this, you could be sitting on a gold mine. I'm talking millions of dollars, right in your palm. Now, you might be saying, how in the world could a simple quarter from 1982 be worth that much? Let me tell you a story. Back in 1982, the U.S. Mint accidentally created a very limited number of George Washington silver quarters with the D Mint mark. These coins, made from 90% silver, are incredibly rare. In fact, most of them were either destroyed, melted down, or lost to time, but one thing remained: the few that survived. And those few coins, my friend, could fetch up to $685,000 today. How, you ask? Well, it's not just the age, the silver content, or the design that makes these coins so valuable. It's something far rarer than that. In 1982, a mix-up at the mint left a small number of George Washington quarters with a distinct error, making them extraordinarily valuable today. You see, these coins were intended for circulation, but only a select few ended up surviving the years unscathed. And now, they're worth a small fortune, but here's where things get even crazier. How can you spot the ones that are worth that much? Are you ready to learn the secret? Because this is where things get exciting. The key is in the details. And while I know some of you are already rushing to dig through your change jars, it's important to know what to look for. Now, don't just go flipping through your coins willy-nilly, not all of them are worth a fortune. So, let's break it down. Mint mark. You need to look for the D Mint mark on the 1982 quarter. It's located just below George Washington's portrait. But here's the catch: the coin must not only have the D, but it also must be in pristine condition. The rarer, well-preserved ones are the true treasures. Condition: this is critical. If the coin is worn down, scratched, or heavily circulated, its value drops significantly. The higher the grade, and I'm talking about mint state or even higher, the more valuable the coin becomes. A flawless one could be worth hundreds of thousands. Remember, this is a silver coin. Even if it's not a rare 1982 D Mint mark, just the fact that it contains 90% silver makes it worth more than face value. But finding one in excellent condition and with the error will make it a game changer. Now, I know what some of you are thinking: oh great, now I have to become a coin expert. Well, don't worry, you don't have to become a numismatist overnight. But maybe you'll start to look at your loose change a little differently next time, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to find a coin worth $685,000 in their pocket? It's like finding a winning lottery ticket, except it's better because you can actually hold it. But what happens when you find one? What do you do next? Do you sell it immediately or wait? Should you take it to a coin dealer, or should you auction it? Trust me, this part is critical, because the wrong move could cost you big.so. Before you rush to sell, keep in mind the next steps could change your life. This isn't just about selling a quarter, it's about unlocking a whole new lifestyle. Before we dive into how to sell it for the highest possible value, take a moment to reflect on what you could do with that kind of money. A new car? A dream vacation? A debt-free life? The possibilities are endless, but the clock is ticking. These rare coins are becoming harder to find, and the demand is growing. The longer you wait, the less likely you are to find that $685,000 quarter before someone else beats you to it.so. What are you waiting for? Grab your old quarters, go through them with care, and check if you've stumbled across one of these hidden treasures. And if you're serious about getting the most value for your coin, I'll tell you exactly how to sell it in the most profitable way. Don't wait. Every second you hesitate is another second that could cost you the fortune that you might just be holding in your hands right now. In the next video, I'll show you how to find an expert who can help you maximize your coin's value, and the best places to sell for top dollar. Don't miss it, because this could be your ticket to a whole new life. We're diving into a story of hidden wealth, forgotten treasures, and life-changing discoveries. Could your change jar be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle? Let's find out. Stay with me to the end, because I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for, and how one man cashed in for nearly $700K, with a coin most people overlooked. It all began with a coin collector in Ohio, just your average guy in his early 60s. That he wasn't a millionaire. Not yet. One day, while sorting through a stack of quarters he'd saved over the years, something caught his eye, a 1998 quarter with a P mint mark. It looked normal, but it had an unusual sheen, and a slightly sharper edge. Curious, he had it appraised, and guess what? He was sitting on a rare proof error coin, struck on a 99.9% silver planchet instead of the standard clad material. A minting fluke, 1 in a million. His 25-cent coin, it sold for $685,000 at auction. Let's just say, he now looks at vending machines the way Elon Musk looks at gas stations, with pity. Now here's the twist most people miss. The 1998 P. silver George Washington quarter wasn't meant to be silver. These silver planchets were accidentally fed into the press meant for regular quarters. It was a mistake, but one that turned a few lucky coins into six-figure treasures. So how can you tell if your quarter is the jackpot? Located just right of Washington's ponytail, silver quarters weigh slightly more. Try using a gram scale. Silver should be around 6.25 g. Drop it. Silver coins make a distinctive high-pitched ring. No orange copper stripe equals potential silver jackpot, but be warned, fakes and replicas exist. Some of the most valuable ones look completely normal to the untrained eye. So, how do you know it's real? We'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's talk numbers. The coin market has exploded, with boomers downsizing and Gen Z discovering coin collecting on TikTok. Rare coin values are surging. The 1998 P. silver quarter, it's now one of the most sought-after modern-era coins in circulation, and that $685,000 sale, it happened this year. Imagine what you could do with that kind of money. Pay off your mortgage. Start that business you've been dreaming of. Or retire early, with a view of the ocean. When's the last time you actually looked at your pocket change? You might be tipping your barista with a life-changing quarter. Every day, people unknowingly give away coins worth tens of thousands of dollars. But you now know the secret. Don't let another day go by without checking your quarters. Dig into your old coin jars, get your collection appraised. And if you've got a 1998 P. George Washington silver quarter, it's time to make a very important phone call, because that small piece of silver, it might just be your first step to a wealthy lifestyle. Drop a comment if you've got a 1998 quarter. Let's help each other find the hidden treasure. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking coin tucked away in your kitchen drawer could be worth more than your car? What if it's not just pocket change, but a golden ticket to financial freedom? Right now, one specific quarter from 1990, with a tiny D mint mark, is being valued at up to $685,000 on the collector's market. Yes, $685,000. But here's the catch. Not every 1990 quarter is worth that much. Only a few have the rare DNA collectors are going crazy for. And today, I'll show you exactly how to tell if you have the jackpot sitting in your home. And no, licking the coin won't help. I already tried. Stick with me until the end, because I'll reveal the secret details, the exact markings, and the biggest mistake that's causing thousands of Americans to give away small fortunes unknowingly. The 1990 D. George Washington quarter that could make you a millionaire. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. It's 1990. Gas costs $1.16 a gallon. Home Alone is the #1 movie, and the U.S. Mint in Denver is striking millions of Washington quarters. Among the millions, a tiny batch of quarters was accidentally struck with silver planchets, blank coins meant for commemorative editions. This shouldn't have happened. So how does a mistake like that even slip through at a government facility? Well, ever worked a Monday shift? These silver-based quarters were never meant for circulation, but a few escaped into the wild. Today, collectors are paying six figures to own just one. And that brings us to the most important question of the day: how do you know if your 1990D quarter is the rare silver version? Imagine finding one today and turning it into a check for $685,000. Your mortgage, gone. Your dream vacation, booked. That second home in the mountains? Signed, clipboard checklist on screen, weight of 5.7 grams, normal is 5.67 g, bright, silver shine, not dull gray, sharp D mint mark beneath, in God we trust, high-pitched ring when tapped, edge is pure silver, not copper sandwiched, use a small magnet. Silver isn't magnetic. If it sticks, it stinks. If it passes the magnet test and weighs more than your hopes and dreams, you might be sitting on a fortune. But don't go running to your local pawn shop just yet, because here's where most people lose out. Every week, someone walks into a coin dealer with a rare quarter, and walks out with just $20 because they didn't know where or how to sell it. Fear plus urgency, in the wrong hands, your $685,000 quarter could be bought for a fraction of its value. And once it's gone, it's gone. Get it authenticated. Use PCGS or NGC, reputable grading companies. Do not clean it. That reduces value. List it with auction houses like Heritage or Stack's Bowers. Hire a coin broker if you want max return. Yes, a coin broker. Like a stockbroker, but shinier. And remember, it's not just about the coin. It's about what it represents. One coin. One discovery. One moment of curiosity could be the turning point in your financial journey. You don't have to win the lottery. You just need to look, really look, at the change in your pocket. Because for someone watching right now, that little D on a 1990 quarter might as well stand for destiny. So check your coins today. Comment below if you think you found one. And subscribe for more hidden treasures waiting in plain sight. Your future might be resting in your palm, don't let it slip through your fingers. Would you like a matching video description and SEO optimized title and tags for better reach?